Let's do this thing. What's up, guys? My name is Mitchell. Welcome back to Movies with Mitchell. Today is a very special day, or should I say morning. It is currently 8:26 a.m. I am up bright and early to watch the 97th Oscar nomination announcement. Now, this is the thing that film fans look forward to every year. It's the biggest award show of the year, and it's where a lot of great things are awarded, some really great awards. Going into this, I have zero expectations. Usually with the Oscars, I know people spend months predicting this stuff. I'm kind of a go with the flow guy. I show up, I'm like, oh, nominations. This is what will win, probably should win. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to react to them dropping, and I'm also going to say my picks and predictions for each category, what I think should win, what I think will win. And just before the video starts, the Oscars nominations this year are pushed back. They're considerably later than other years, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention why, because of the unfortunate wildfires in LA. So before the video starts, I just want to say thoughts, prayers, and condolences are with everyone out there who's been affected in any way, big or small. This is really just such a devastating event, and something like this is really just unfortunate. And so if any of you guys are watching, or you know anyone that has been impacted in any way by these fires, please know I'm wishing them well. Thoughts and predictions going into this. I genuinely have no clue. Sometimes the Academy is weird, because sometimes they'll do some awards where I'm like, that makes total sense. And other times I'm sitting there like, okay. And so I think we're going to see a lot of that this year. I think there's going to be some picks where I'm like, that makes sense. There's some picks that's going to be like, okay, I can see kind of why, but that's a little weird. And there's going to be picks I'm just like, flat out, what are we doing? But yeah, it's going to be an entertaining morning. Have my coffee. Let's try to stay awake for this.
Welcome Rachel Sennett and Bowen Yang.
Let's go.
First, for best performance by an actor in a supporting role, Yura Borisov in Anora,
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain,
Mm-hmm.
Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice.
All right, really interesting category. I think this is Kieran Culkin's award to win. He's been the front runner all year. He's been like destroying award shows. Am I upset that Guy Pearce is not getting more consideration for The Brutalist, which I think is one of the funniest supporting performances of the year? Yeah, but I'm not mad if Kieran Culkin takes it. I think he kind of deserves it. I think this is his year. That's my pick and prediction for this category. Kieran Culkin taking it all the way. It's his award, so happy for him.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Costume Design. A Complete Unknown,
Tracks.
Conclave,
Tracks.
Gladiator 2, Nosferatu,
Oh,
and Wicked.
okay. Really interesting category. The Nosferatu was a little surprising to me. I didn't think that would actually get Oscars love, but now you can say Nosferatu's Academy Award nominated, which is wild. I think this is Wicked's award. I think this is clearly an award that Wicked's going to win. They're going to win all the techies. They're going to win costume design, probably hair and makeup. Just all those awards that are like the things that the movie does best. I think it's going to sweep. So my pick and prediction's Wicked. I would not be upset if I saw Conclave in there. Conclave's costume design is insane. Complete Unknown kind of feels like they just kind of threw it out there to do one more spot in this category, but I think it's Wicked's award to win.
The nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyling are A Different Man,
That's huge.
Amelia Perez, Nosferatu,
Again.
The Substance,
Yeah.
and Wicked.
Okay. So The Substance is taking this award. I don't see how anything else could. If anything else did win this award over The Substance, I'd be kind of side-eyeing the Academy like, what are we doing? The Substance's makeup is insane. That deserves the award alone. I just don't think that anything else here can hold a candle to what that movie's doing with makeup. It's literally one of the best instances of this category in the last few years, and it definitely deserves this award. So Substance is my pick and prediction.
Next up, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original
Here we go.
Score. The Brutalist,
Yes.
Conclave, Amelia Perez,
Okay.
Wicked,
Okay.
and The Wild Robot.
Oh, that's huge. Okay. Good category. That Amelia Perez score is not worthy of an Academy Award nomination, but you know what? I won't get into that. This category is interesting. Conclave was a really good score, but I think my pick would be The Brutalist. My prediction is going to be The Brutalist. The Brutalist score is one of my favorite scores of the year. The Wild Robot's also a really good score, though. I actually Met Chris Bowers. He's a really cool dude, but I don't think, with all respect to that guy, I don't think that the score is particularly noteworthy in terms of like over these picks. I don't think it's going to win over The Brutalist. Wild Robot's a really good score. I think Brutalist is still going to take this, though. The Amelia Perez nomination is just baffling to me.
Now this year's nominees for Best Live Action Short Film.
I don't think I've seen any of these.
Anuja. I'm Not a Robot. The Last Ranger.
I have
And
not.
The Man Who
Yeah,
Would
I have
Not
not
Be
seen any of
Silent.
these. It's so interesting when there's a category like this where I've not seen any of the live action short films, because you really can't. Like, unless you really get screeners of these, you're not going to be able to see any of these. I'm not going to say I'll say what my pick and prediction is. This is going to be completely unfounded. This is like literally just someone throwing something out there. I'm going with The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent. That just seems like a really cool title. Interested to see what that short film is. Again, I'll watch these when they eventually release as screeners that I'll receive. But right now, I could not tell you what's going to win.
Okay, for Best Animated Short Film, the nominees are
Probably haven't seen these either.
Beautiful Men.
Where?
Okay. In the Shadow of the Cypress. Magic Candies. Wander to Wonder. And Yuck.
I have not heard of any of these. Wow. Usually I'm in the loop of animated short films and films, but this is interesting. Okay, this is difficult. I've heard good. Actually, I have heard of In the Shadow of the Cypress, and I've heard good things about that. So I'm gonna go with that pick and prediction. Again, I haven't seen any of these because the screeners are not out yet, and I haven't received any, and you just can't watch them basically unless you have one. But I'm interested to see once I watch all these if my opinion changes. But I know In the Shadow of Cypress has gotten insane press right off the bat. Really good awards consideration right there. So I'm going with that.
Now we have the first of the two award categories honoring writing. First for Adapted
Ooh.
Screenplay. The nominees are A Complete Unknown, screenplay by James Mangold and Jay Cox.
All right.
Conclave, screenplay by
Yeah.
Peter Strawn. Emilia Perez, screenplay by Jacques Audiard, in collaboration with Thomas Bideguet, Liam Messius, and Nicolas Le... Thank you. Nickel Boys, screenplay
That's
by
huge.
Ramel Ross and Jocelyn Barnes. And Sing Sing, screenplay by Clint Bentley, Greg Queer.
Ooh,
story by
okay.
Clint
I like this lineup, except for one movie that will not be named, but we won't get into that. This is a really difficult category for me to kind of say. My pick would be Nickel Boys. I think Nickel Boys is a phenomenal screenplay, genuinely based off a Pulitzer Prize winning film or novel, and the film is just absolutely stunning. It is a staggering achievement of cinema, but part of me wonders, and this is the pattern with the Golden Globes that happened, and it's happening with award shows, and I don't understand it. Are they going to give this to Emilia Perez? That's a thought that keeps me up at night. And that's one that if Nickel Boys loses to Emilia Perez in this category, I think I will not know what to do with myself.
And for Original Screenplay, the nominees are Honora, written by Sean Baker.
Yeah.
The Brutalist, written by Brady Corbet, Mona Fastful. A Real Pain, written by Jesse Eisenberg. September 5, written by Moritz Binder, Tim Fellbaum, co-written by Alex David.
Interesting.
And The Substance.
Yeah, The
written by
Substance.
Courtney
Yeah,
Farjad.
that makes sense. This is another tough category for me to predict. September 5 is a crazy pick. I didn't think the writing was that insane in that movie, but I guess if you have to have 5 spots and you're looking for a 5th one, might as well throw in September 5. Yeah, I would say my pick is going to be The Brutalist. My prediction is going to be The Brutalist. I think Honora is insanely well written, but I don't think it's as well rounded as of a screenplay as The Brutalist is. A Real Pain just really doesn't have that complex factor to it either. The Substance would be an interesting pick too. I would love for that to happen. I would be happy with The Brutalist or The Substance, honestly. Either of those, I'd be content and happy.
And last, before our break, the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role. Monica Barbaro in A Complete Unknown. Ariana
Okay.
Grande in Wicked.
Okay.
Felicity Jones, The Brutalist.
Huge.
Isabella Rossellini in Conclave. And Zoe Saldana in Emilia Perez.
Yeah. Okay. This is a really easy category to predict because everyone expected all this after the Globes and after all the awards nominations. My pick would be either Felicity Jones or Isabella Rossellini. That's not what's going to win. I know what's going to win this category. It's going to be Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez because she has been the front runner in this category for some reason all year. She's been the one that's been winning the Globes, winning all these awards. We will get into it. If Amelia Perez is actually nominated for Best Picture, I will get into my problems with the movie. But for now, I just think that compared to all the other performances here, Zoe Saldana is great, but she's not, the wow factor that Felicity Jones or Isabella Rossellini was. But we'll see. Well, that's a whole different conversation to have.
So anyways, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Song are
Amelia Perez.
Amal from Amelia Perez.
Yeah.
The Journey from the 688. Like a Bird from Sing Sing.
Yeah.
Mi Camino from Amelia Perez.
Gosh.
And Never Too Late from Elton John. Never
What? That is wild. I have not even heard of Like a Bird or Never Too Late in contention for original song until this point. Those are crazy picks. I expected Amelia Perez at this point. It's inescapable. It's gonna be nominated at this point for some reason. I don't understand it. I don't think the music in Amelia Perez is that particularly noteworthy. My pick would be the song from Sing Sing. My prediction is going to be one of the two from Amelia Perez. I don't know which one. They're both equally bad. They're just going to choose one. They're going to give it to it. It's whatever.
And now the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film.
Okay.
Black Box Diaries.
That's a huge one.
No Other Land.
Yeah, that's a huge one too.
Porcelain War. Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat. And Sugarcane.
Interesting. Okay, I would have loved for some love for The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. I understand why it wasn't nominated because it doesn't have the hype that some of these other ones have. But yeah, most of these are really solid. I would say my pick is going to be No Other Land. My prediction is going to be No Other Land. Very timely movie. It seems like something Oscar voters and Academy voters are going to go behind and say this really deserves to win this year. I'll be fine with that. I think, it deserves to win.
Next, for Best Documentary Short Film, the nominees are
Probably haven't seen any of these,
Death
but
by Numbers,
yeah.
I Am Ready Warden, Incident, Instruments of a Beating Heart, and The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Those are
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these. Again, documentary short films don't release like regular movies. They release in limited release to screeners, and you don't get them until after nominations are announced. So I would say, okay, Instruments of a Beating Heart. I'm going with it again. Completely unfounded. I'm sure there are Oscars experts out there watching this video and going like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about in this category." Okay.
For Best International Feature Film, the nominees
Here we go.
are I'm Still Here, Brazil.
Huge.
The Girl with the Needle, Denmark.
Yeah.
Amelia Perez, France. The Seed of
Okay.
the Sacred Fig, Germany. And
Let's go.
Flow,
That's Flow is huge. I did not expect Flow in here. I knew that was going to be nominated for animated feature. That's interesting. That makes me wonder then. Is Flow going to take international feature film and something else going to take animated? That's really interesting. Huh. I've seen 3 out of the 5 movies here because Girl with the Needle hasn't released near me. I'm Still Here releases in like 2 weeks where I live. So I've seen Seed of a Sacred Fig. I think Seed of a Sacred Fig is phenomenal. My pick would be Seed of the Sacred Fig. My prediction, probably going to be Amelia Perez.
And for Best Animated Feature Film, here are the nominees. Flow,
Yeah,
Inside Out 2,
makes sense.
Memoir of a Snail,
Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Must Foul, and The Wild Robot.
Yeah. This is the easiest category to predict. Interesting. I've seen all 5 of these. I think the weakest one is Inside Out 2. I think that's the one that doesn't really stand up to par with the rest of these films. Memoir of a Snail's great. Way too depressing for a animated feature film award. Really well done though. Wallace and Gromit feels like a filler award. Doesn't really have like the depth or substance needed to win this award. It's either Flow or The Wild Robot. I've been championing The Wild Robot all year. I met the director Chris Sanders and Chris Bowers, got autographs from them. I've been championing it, did a review on it. You all know how I feel about that film. It's a really special film. Definitely the thing that DreamWorks should be the most proud of in their entire career. And it's also a send off for the studio because they are out now outsourcing a lot of the projects they do in the future. So this is the last in-house production they did as a studio, which means that if they're going to be awarded for anything, they should be awarded for this movie. It's the labor of love that they've been building up to all their lives, and we will not have another film like this that was made in-house from them. I would say Flo could also take this. It would be impressive, done by like one dude basically for a little, like a smaller budget. I would be happy with that too. My pick would be The Wild Robot. I think that it deserves to win. My prediction would be either Flo or The Wild Robot. But what throws a wrench in this is that Flo was nominated for International Feature Film. So if that takes that somehow, I don't think it's going to win Animated Feature Film. And I think Wild Robot might have more of a push with American voters than it does international. But we'll see. We'll see. It's between those two.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. The Brutalist,
Huge. Huge.
Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu,
Oh, another Nosferatu.
and
That's
Wicked.
okay. Man, I think Brutalist would take this. Honestly, that's my pick and prediction. The production design plays such a key element in that story. It is ridiculous. It is so nuanced and complex and plays such a central role. The production design is a character in the film.
Next up for achievement in film editing, the nominees are Honora,
Interesting.
The Brutalist,
Okay.
Conclave, Amelia Perez, and Wicked.
It's funny because some of these have terrible editing. I won't say which one. I could see Nora, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the editing of that movie, and that's one of my biggest problems with the film. But I could see it taking that. But also, I could see them just giving this to Amelia Perez.
For Achievement in Sound, here are the nominees. A Complete Unknown,
Yeah, because it's a music movie.
Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot.
Oh, that's Complete Unknown makes sense. It's a music movie. They're gonna nominate the music movie for sound. It comes with the territory. I would say my pick would be Dune Part 2 or The Wild Robot. I think that those two really had great sound, interesting usage of sound, especially Dune. Sound is so important to telling that story and transporting you to that world. Really, really, really well done. My prediction would be Wicked or Amelia Perez. Man, what are we doing, Academy? What are we doing?
Next, the nominees for achievement in visual effects,
Interesting. Okay.
Alien Romulus,
Okay. Okay.
Dune Part 2,
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked.
Oh my gosh, this category's terrible. Alien Romulus being nominated for visual effects when it used generative AI for Ian Holmes' like CGI abomination. Not going to get behind that. Does not deserve this award 100%. Better Man's interesting. And I think it's interesting there's two movies on here that use like the same technology for like a CGI ape. Better Man and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But I think Better Man actually used that technology better than Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes did. You really did forget that you were watching Robbie Williams as a CGI ape. It kind of blended seamlessly. So I would say my pick would be Better Man or Dune Part 2.
For Achievement in Cinematography, the nominees are The Brutalist,
Huge.
Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be The Brutalist. Shot on VistaVision, just the most genuinely beautiful cinematography you've ever seen in the last 5-10 years. Could also see Dune Part 2. Amelia Perez is just okay.
For performance by an actor in a leading role, the nominees are Adrian Brody in The Brutalist,
Huge.
Timothy Chalamet in A Complete Unknown,
Eh.
Coleman Domingo in Sing Sing,
Huge.
Rafe Fiennes in Conclave, and Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice.
Oh, for the Ooh. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't know if the Academy was going to do that. Adrian Brody's my pick and prediction. His performance easily outshines everyone here.
In a leading role, the nominees are Cynthia Erivo in Wicked,
Okay.
Sophia Gascon in Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison in Honora,
Yeah.
Demi Moore in The Substance, and Fernanda Torres in I'm Still Here.
Yeah, she really has popped off lately. Fernanda Torres has. That's really interesting. Man, I think it's gonna be either Demi Moore or Fernanda Torres. That's my pick and prediction. Demi Moore delivers career best work in The Substance. Fernanda Torres, I have not seen I'm Still Here, but she won Golden Globe. She's been sweeping.
For achievement in directing, the nominees are Sean Baker, Honora; Brady Corbet, The Brutalist;
Huge.
James Mangold, A Complete Unknown; Jacques Audiard, Amelia Perez;
Okay. Okay.
and Coralie Forgeot.
That's huge too. Again, I think Brutalist is taking this. Brady Corbet directed probably one of the best films of the 21st century. The direction is just so choreographed and like blocked. It's insane.
Okay, y'all, for our final category.
Our final category, I cannot wait. I feel like we should read them together.
I feel like we should.
Okay, here are the 10 nominees for Best Motion Picture of
Here we go.
Here they are.
Here we go.
Honora.
Alex Coco, Samantha Kwan, and Sean Baker, producers.
The
Boom.
Brutalist.
The Brutalist. Nominees
Brutalist.
to be determined.
Okay.
Complete Unknown, Fred Berger, James Mangold, and Alex Heineman, producers.
Conclave's coming up soon, isn't it? Yeah, right there.
Conclave, Tessa Ross, Juliette Howell, and Michael A. Jackman, producers.
Yeah.
Dune, Part 2, Mary Parent, Caleb Boyer.
Okay. I wouldn't say best picture of the year for that, but you know what? Whatever.
Amelia Perez, nominees to be determined, producers.
I'm Still Here, nominees to be determined.
Good.
Guys, paperwork, let's go.
Huge.
Come on.
Huge.
Come on. Nickel Boys, nominees to be determined.
PGA. The Substance, nominees to be determined.
What is going on?
And Wicked, Mark Platt, producer.
Man, okay. I could see this going two different ways. And I will present to you both my arguments right now. One is that The Brutalist is going to take this. It is the best film of the year by far. Definitely has all the hype and all the awards consideration going into this award show. Definitely could take it. However, there is also a distinct possibility, and I'm not saying I want this to be true. I'm 100% saying this as someone who's trying to predict these awards, that Amelia Perez will win Best Picture. And that would be one of the most unfortunate things to happen to cinema in quite some time, because my thoughts on Amelia Perez is that it's not a particularly well-made movie. It is very surface level in its execution, and also the thematic substance is just not there. It is very surface level in everything. It's not a very deep or complex movie with the subject matter. It's very interesting subject matter, but translated in a way that feels too kidified and too surface level and not really complex or deep enough. I don't know. This could go either way. Brutalist winning would be huge. That would be an achievement unlike anything else. It deserves it 100%. It is definitely the film of the year, 100%, one of the best films of the year by far. But also on the flip side of the coin, the industry loves Amelia Perez, and it is something I do not understand. Most people do not understand. In fact, Amelia Perez just kind of crept up, and it's been an awards consideration, and people have tried to get it out. They've been like, this movie's not good, and it's not, and it's still just here, and we're all just like left going, what's going on? The more I sit here and think about it, the more Amelia Perez winning becomes a non-zero possibility, and that is truly terrifying to me as someone who loves cinema. If it does win and you're watching this video in the future after the Oscars have been concluded and it wins, and you're back here and you're watching me, please know I'm sorry. But yeah, I think either of those two are going to win Best Picture. And I think everything else here gave a solid run for its money, but they just can't hold a candle. And those are the 2025 Oscar nominations. A lot of surprise to be sure. A lot of ones that we expected, a lot of ones that I didn't expect. But for good or worse, it's happening Sunday, March 2nd at 7 o'clock, hosted by Conan O'Brien this year for the 97th Annual Awards Show. But yeah, let me know if there's anything in the comments down below that you expected, you were surprised at, what your picks are, predictions are for each category. I'd love to hear and kind of converse about what everyone's thinking about this, because there is a lot to unpack here for sure. But if you're new around here and you like the content you see, don't forget to click that subscribe button down below, like the video, and turn on push notifications so that you get notified whenever a new video drops on my channel. But with that being said, it is very early in the morning. I'm going to be unpacking this all afternoon, all of these random picks. So yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, March 2nd, and thank you so much for watching. Peace out.